The Capitol is on high alert as security concerns remain from the deadly January 6th attack. The Secret Service is the lead law enforcement agency for the event. Anyone who is not invited to the joint session was asked to leave the premises by 5 p.m. Earlier this year, the acting Capitol Police Chief told Congress there were threats to disrupt the speech. At the time, the address had not yet been scheduled. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said they received briefings on the security plan and are confident the Capitol will stay safe. Pelosi said she wished she had that briefing before January 6th. CBS News senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge is continuing to follow the story, and she joins me now with more. Hi there, Catherine. Good to see you again. Before we talk about the security at the Capitol, I understand you have some new reporting on the search warrant related to former President Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani. What can you tell us about that?
Well, Elaine, I have some additional information about the search warrant that was executed at his residences in New York City. It's what's called an unannounced warrant, and based on my 2 decades of covering law enforcement here in Washington, this is extremely significant because this is the type of warrant that the FBI will seek and try and get permission for when they believe there is a high risk that a target of an investigation will destroy evidence. In this case, computers as well as cell phones that were retrieved as a result of the warrant. This is also significant because of the alleged target, a lawyer who has certain protections based on attorney-client privilege. Finally, we know through our reporting that they're looking at something called FARA. This is the Foreign Agents Registration Act. It's a little bit of a wonky term and certainly not one that's a household name. Prior to 2016, for some context, FARA was used to monitor who was doing lobbying for foreign governments inside the United States, and they were required to register with the Justice Department. And if your paperwork was out of order, most people were given the opportunity to fix or amend the paperwork. There was no criminal prosecution. But what we've seen since 2016, especially with the Russia investigation led by the former FBI Director Robert Mueller, is that increasingly FARA has been used in criminal cases to gain leverage on the target, and that may well be the case here with the former New York City mayor, Elaine.
All right. Well, now to the Capitol. Catherine, what more can you tell us about the security situation tonight?
Well, this event tonight, Elaine, is called a National Special Security Event, or an NSSE. That is the highest tier of security, and what it means in practical terms is that federal funds are released to shore up security as well as federal law enforcement assets. It's a top-tier designation. Every time a president speaks at the Capitol, it is a national special security event with the Secret Service in the lead. And I think it's important to note for folks at home that based on our reporting here at CBS News, we're not aware at this time of any specific or credible threats that are targeting tonight's event.
Well, the Pentagon has approved National Guard support at the Capitol through May 23rd. How many troops are there now, and what is their role?
Well, Elaine, there are about 2,300 National Guard troops, and their role is to still secure the Capitol, but it's had a shift in the mission in the last couple of months. What they're trying to do with the Guard is dial them back and reduce their footprint with the idea that the Capitol Police can fill that void and take on those responsibilities. There has been pushback from some governors to having their Guard here in Washington for such a long period of time. They argue that the Capitol Police have not exhausted all of the resources in the Washington, D.C. area. And folks at home may not realize that this city has more police forces than really anywhere else on the planet. There are at least 27 law enforcement agencies in this city. Almost every department has its own police force. So it's FBI, the Federal Protective Service, Treasury, Homeland Security. Everyone's got their own set of police. And so governors are asking, why not draw on those local federal assets rather than the Guard from out of state?
Well, we know D.C. Metropolitan Police Officer Michael Fanone, who suffered a heart attack fending off rioters at the Capitol on January 6th, expressed frustration at people failing to grasp the severity of the threat. Here he is on CNN last night. Let's listen.
It's been very difficult seeing elected officials and other individuals kind of whitewash the events of that day or downplay what happened. You know, some of the terminology that was used, like hugs and kisses and, you know, very fine people, is like very different from what I experienced and what my coworkers experienced on the 6th.
So, Catherine, give us some context here. What is the total number of arrests related to the insurrection, and how many more are anticipated?
Well, Elaine, the latest data that we have here at CBS News is 400 arrests, but Justice Department officials expect another 100 individuals will face charges. That means about half of the people who are at the Capitol will face some type of criminal prosecution. I think it's important for context to understand what represents that element that is accused of assaulting police. 140 officers were assaulted in the course of the Capitol riots. And I know through some recent reporting in the last few days, I've heard from National Guard members who've said that they were sent to the Capitol with very little notice and ended up in local hospitals having been hit in the head with bricks. So this was a very violent crowd. And when you look at the data, you start to see that about 20% of the charges relate to assaulting federal officers.
Right, and it's an investigation that continues. Catherine Herridge, we're always grateful to have your reporting. Thank you so much, Catherine.
You're welcome.